Okay, so we have part 2 by popular request. We have part A was this morning about 10ish, and now B, part B. In other words, you can put them both together or you can do them both in separate days. Here we go. We're going to start straight into hands and knees. So we finished off doing a decent amount of 30-minute work. Part 2 is this. Start on your hands and knees position. So make sure you use your equipment. Remember how this works? We're going to make sure that you make your hands are equal distance apart, that you're symmetrical on the piece of equipment, and then you start your breathing. So Liz is immediately going to breathe deeply in and out. So at home, if you're here to join us, and if you need a bit more warning, we'll wait a bit longer in terms of, we're just going to do the hands and knees position for a little while. Let's start with a cat stretch in order for people to tune in. So go back to your rounding the spine on the breath out. Have a big breath in. And then reverse that as we did earlier this morning. If you're new to it, don't worry, you'll find it's amazingly easy to follow. Big breaths. Breathing out. Pelvic tilt, pelvic roll, tailbone down, nose to knees. Big breath in. And big breath out. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Push your hairstyle as high up as you can. Pull your chest as far forward as you can. Big breath in. And then find that place on your body where you feel relatively flat. From there then, we're going to start our knee hovers. So breathing deeply in, breath out, toes are tucked under the feet. Lift your bottom up, think about as high as your shoulders, a bit higher is there. Now you'll stay and breathe into that position. Breathing out, you'll lower down to have a little bit of a tap. Big breath in. Exhaling, Liz is going to lift her hips up, so lift your hips up everyone. And from there then, she's going to go up a bit higher and down a bit as she wakes everything up. Okay. As you're keeping your knees off the ground but starting to lift your bottom up and down a bit more, it's a bit like you're flowing up and flowing down. There's no jerky moves. Make your breathing work, and then eventually, over another 2 or 3, you'll end up in the more familiar position as pyramid. So another couple more, Liz. So you're lowering and lifting and lowering, and this next time stay up with your hips high, heels high. You're in your pyramid. Push the ground away from you with your hands and get your heels to the ceiling, hips to the ceiling in your mind. Breathing. Now we're going to start with bending the knees and keep your nose looking at your knees. So Liz, lower down, showing the knees bent, bent, bent. Keep your rib cage bending. So you've now got your round spine, hovered knees, and back up again. Big breath. So as you do this properly, you'll get your obliques, that's the belly area from rib cage to waistband to work, and back up again. If you're not sure about this move, don't be afraid of having a look at the screen that you're watching and see if it makes more sense by viewing it, so that the next time you do this routine, you'll have the whole idea of how we go from pyramid to bent knees, bent ribs. Another evidence that it's right is it's straight through the obliques, isn't it, Liz?
Yeah.
And another evidence it's right is Liz's hair shaking, okay? It's shaking. If your hair isn't shaking, Alan, you're not going very far. Okay, the next time you go up in the air, stay. Keep breathing. Liz is going to come out of this position. So she's going to walk her hands back to where her feet are. She'll bend her knees as she goes. She'll plant her heels down. And she'll roll the spine all the way up. And for that, she'll receive a compliment. There you go. At home, you get your first compliment if you achieved all that. We're going to go from the floor. You need to go and find your chair again. So if you've got your chair still ready, over to the bar for us. Someone commented about where the bar was. We've moved it, so we're hoping that this looks a better place. We're going to start with the legs going wide, so you have your straddle position. Again, don't go too wide. You could have it so that your position is such that when you go down with me, Liz. You want to make sure your knees are wider than your ankle position. So knees pull wider than ankles. The other thing is that your spine shape is a diagonal. Everyone put your hands on the insides of your knees and breathe, and start to ease those old hips into a little bit more mobility. Keep breathing deeply in and out. So as you work at your chair, obviously you're not holding it right now, but you're in your big open hip position that is possible. You're breathing, and that moving up and down is with the breath. Okay, from that position there, then we have another little bit of a roll down. So the breath out, keep your elbows bending as you roll down through the spine. And if you can, drape your hands to the floor and reach them backwards of your heels, then do so. So breathing deeply in and out. You can straighten out your legs are tight. That'll give everyone that needs that range of movement stretch a range of movement stretch there. Liz is now going to relax back down into that more squatty shape. Put her hands on the floor, big breath, and then the spinal roll. Tilt your pelvis, tuck your bottom under, and bring your spine back up there. Liz is going to put her hand on the chair, the bar, the work surface, the table, whatever it is you have to hand. From that position there, she'll go into a small flat back squat and roll into a tiptoes position. So heels are up. She's going to stand up tall, inhaling, and exhaling down. If you want to add a bit of your inner ballerina, you can take your arms out as you go down and forwards as you come back up. So we're going to do 8 of these. Down we go and up we go. Keep breathing. If it's in your hip, the front area, then you need to have a narrower position and maybe hinge a bit more. In other words, hinge here. But if it's all in your bottom and the inner thigh, then you'll be fine. Next time Liz goes down, she's going to stay. And you're going to do your 8 pulses. Remember how we do that smaller range of movement going up and down and up. If you watch Liz's eyebrows, they're quivering, okay? So top tip, they're quivering. And she's like, please stop. Come on, we're going to do this together. 2 more. 1 more, and then up she's going to stand. And everyone put your heels down. Okay, you're going to turn your body, keep your feet as wide as they were for that previous activity. Ready for your lunge positions. Remember this one, no one likes it. The back leg stays straight and you go back up. So in other words, you line from your armpit to your thigh, knee joint on the leg, that's the backwards leg, should stay more vertical. So going down and up, down and up. If you're doing this position accurately, you'll find it comes straight down the quad on the back leg. The quadricep is your thigh, for those that aren't sure. Okay, she's going to stay down this next time. If for some reason it's really sore, then don't go down as deep. It means your position's not quite in there. But if it's fine, your range of movement can't be the floor. So you're doing your final range of movement with this position. She's got 2 or 3 more. Straight down the quad, over the knee but not in the knee joint, and up she'll stand, bring her legs together, and she's going to switch. So have a little movement pattern where you feel your relief, then set your leg back. Remember the journey for this position is backwards, there you go, and up. So once you've got the right shape, you know it's good because you'll feel your bum on the leg that's your front leg, press down in the heel, remember. The other thing is, don't let your knee joint, don't let that knee joint go forwards of your ankle. This position here, make sure the back thigh, the back leg, travels down as much of a vertical as it can. If you breathe deeply, you'll keep your trunk connection involved in the action. Okay, we're into our final moment here, so see how low you can go. It goes low, 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 and up to stand. And then Liz is going to bring the legs tight together. Okay, from that position there, she's going to turn and face you people. And we're going back to our turn-out position. So in turn-out, find your plie, Liz, with your hips pulling backwards. So you've got that position there. Your hands still on the bar. Your outside foot, the foot furthest away from your chair, is going to step back, come back to your plie, and stand up. So there's 3 movement patterns. Plie, step back, step together in plie, and stand up. Keep doing that. You've got about another 4, I reckon. And again, if it's in the front of your hip wrongly, then do more parallel and less turn out. On the front foot, the heel that's staying dominant, keep the thigh pulling out to your bar side or your chair side. Okay, 2 more before we stay and change. So you've done this in sessions before. The next time you go down, you're going to stay, and the leg that's gone behind is going to stay there. See if you can let that leg lift, so you can reach your arm and the leg can lift and lower and lift. It's not a kick, it's a lift. So you end up loading the outside of your thigh and bum, so not even as high as Liz can go. Liz is a dancer by trade, unlike moi, so she can go quite high. But keep it low and realistic, Liz, for us people that just aren't those people. Breathing, and she's going to slide her leg back together and stand up. Okay, Liz is going to turn around and do the other side. Are we ready? So same position. Find yourself into your squat plie. In other words, it's not a flattened back, it's a diagonal line. Outside foot picks up, you're holding onto the chair and you slide your leg back and slide it forwards and stand. So plie, hollow the abs, drive it back, pull it together and stand. For those watching at home with a cup of coffee, Sandra, Alan, does this look any good for you? So all you coffee drinkers, wish I could have some coffee. All right. Another teaching point here is you go down into that play, you sit into your seat muscles. You know those big muscles that come around here, the ones that we all feel like we might be forced to sit on a whole lot more. Next time you go down and you find that shape, so you've got your front leg in turn out and bench, your back leg in turn out and straight. And that back leg is just going to have a reach of your other arm and you're going to be lifting and lowering. The lift, it's a bit like the side balance position we did. Your lift is a pushing lift, not a kind of just lifting up and down. You're reaching out of your pelvis. You're pushing down through the heel of the left hand leg or the leg that's your front leg. And then 2 more moments here, 1 more moment here, and the legs come back together and up. You stand. Okay, from that position there then, this is going to come back to the floor as we do our dance. Liz, you can lie on your back on this position here if you want. Alright, I'm going to work through your oblique. So your oblique position is where you end up with one hand behind the head, ultimately, and hopefully one leg in the air doing one thing and the other leg doing another. So we need to get that diagonal line coming across from your rib cage through to your hip bones. So the first thing we do is breathe. Big breath in. Your basic position, people, that you're listening for is the curling up through the head, neck and shoulders. That'll be your head, your neck and your shoulders. So everyone do that. Curl through the head, neck and shoulders and stay. Big breath in. Keep breathing. Now you can put your right hand behind your head and pull your elbow physically in. Once you've done that, keep breathing. And then breathing out, let your left leg come to tabletop. And in that position now, you're ready to work. So you'll inhale and you roll down through the head, neck and shoulders. Breathing out, you'll pull your armpit and elbow in the direction of the leg that's up in the air. Inhaling and down, exhaling. So the turning part of the body is your neck and your shoulder part of the spine. You're not rolling off sideways. Okay, keep breathing deeply in and out. The arm that's in the air, that's by the side of your trunk area, by the side of your left leg, can reach. So reach that arm, Liz. There you go. If you're doing this activity right, the kind of wringing out of your waist muscles is what you should get. You should get that kind of twisted motion going on. Liz is going to do one more there. I hope you're going to join us for that extra one. And then she's going to stay up, put both hands behind the head and centre the whole posture. She's going to bring your other leg up in the air. So now, have a press pause moment. You've got both legs up in the air. You're in an imprint of your lumbar spine. You're in your abdominal curl position, both elbows pointing in. Inhale, Liz, roll down and open up your elbows. Breathe out, roll up, pulling your elbows in the direction of your knees. Again, if this is doing as it should do on you, your abdomen will flatten, your clothing becomes crinkled and creased, not bulged and big. So if the belly, abdomen, trunk area muscles are working as they could and should, then you'll find you've got this flattening out of the torso between the ribs and the hips. Okay, you've got 2 more of these roll-ups, which is a symmetry moment. You've then got 1 more, and then you'll stay up here. So staying up, Liz is now going to lower down her left leg and put that bent and flat, which would mean that then her right arm is going to come down by her side. So press pause in your thinking. Have you got the diagonal arm-leg relationship that you should have, or are you doing your own thing as usual? There's the question. If you're doing what has been asked of you, we go into inhale to down you go, and the breath out, feel as though your armpit comes over to your opposite hip bone, and inhaling back down. Armpit to opposite hip bone, rolling, and inhaling back down. Make sure you keep your pelvic area heavy. The heel that's on the floor, if you keep it connected, it also connects you to your pelvis as well. So you're breathing deeply, rolling. You have a slight nod in the direction of the rotation. It's a small rotation, remember. Keep breathing. This next time, so you've probably done about 8 to 10, it depends on the pace of your breath and how quickly you're hoping it'll be over. The next time Liz curls up, she'll center the body again, so she'll curl. She's going to put her other hand behind the head as she's done before. She's going to pick the other leg up into tabletop and stretch both legs up into the air. So both legs are reaching high now. Liz's arms are going to become a butterfly. She's going to inhale and open the arms, rolling down, and exhale, butterfly them in. Inhale, open to butterfly, and exhale, back up. If you're really, really tired and it's no longer possible to use your abdominals for this, then put both legs down flat on the floor, but don't be lazy and don't just self-medicate because I'm not watching. Okay, Liz has got 2 more of these. She's doing beautifully, I think you'll agree. And last time, butterfly those arms, Liz. Think butterfly thoughts. Flash your eyelashes to join it. And she's going to pull her knees into her elbows and then lay everything, rock and roll it down. Okay, wonderful, Liz. We're going to go back to your spine bridge. We did it in the warm-up just as a warming spinal move, but now we're going to do it as the glute and hamstring connect. Okay, so Liz is going to have her feet flat. You have your arms reaching sideways. You may or may not want the head pad under your head. So Liz, I'm going to say take it away. Pop your head pad down. Also for this one, have your legs tight together. You're going to press your hand into the ground initially as we get these set up. And if this does go anywhere near your back, it's wrong. So start it off again. Big breath in is how you'll do this. Breathing out as your rib cage melts all the way down. Imprint and start to peel your spine up and away. Once you're happy that you've actually got your oblique area working, stay there breathing. We're now going to do heel rolls. So you'll exhale, up you'll go to tiptoes, and inhale, down you'll go. Now make the breath quite dominant here because that'll help reorganize things as they should be. The heel lift and lower should go straight to your hamstrings. Is this true, Liz? She's giving it the thumbs up, so that would suggest it is. All right, exhaling to heel lift and lower. So you've got about 8 of these just to get you primed and honed. The next time Liz is on tiptoes, so the next time you join us in your tiptoes position, you'll now roll your spine down from that tiptoe. So use the breath out, remember, you'll breathe out and it melts away. Stay on tiptoes, exhale and roll back up again. Maybe not as far this time, so maybe moderate it. Okay, place your left heel down and put your right leg up so that both thighs are level with each other. So line up your thighs. Have a look up. So Liz has just looked up to see that her knee joints are level, her thighs are level. Put your head back down. Liz, does this go straight into your hamstrings even more?
Oh, yes.
Is it a lovely feeling?
No.
Liz is now going to let that leg go back down. So just bend it and return it and do the other side. So core connect. There's no rush, people. You've all the time in the world today, like none of us have ever had before. Other leg goes up. She's staying there long enough to activate what should be happening in the hamstring and the glute. Nothing in the lumbar or sacroiliac, so her obliques are working with it, and she's now going to roll the spine back down again. From that position there, Liz is ready for something else. So, Liz, do you want to go all the way over to hands and knees for me? Now cue you from there. So people, go to your hands and knees position. Put your hands at the bottom end of your mat. So Liz, walk your body to the bottom end, that's it. So find a straight line to measure your alignment with, and then she's going to send one leg out. So we're doing a long arm plank. Then the second leg out and hold. Once again, the crown of Liz's head reaches forward. So push the crowns of your head forward, people. Her heels are to the ceiling and she's breathing. Now, slow motion, Liz. We're going to do a side plank. She's going to turn and look into the car park and give you all a wave. So she's on the sides of her feet. Okay, wonderful. Breathe. And then back to your long line plank, creating that symmetry again. Stabilize. Don't rush to the other side because that's what cheats do. You hold your plank, you create symmetry, and then you slow motion take yourself over. You give the back studio a wave because there's no one there, and then you go back to plank again. We're going to do this once more each side. Remember, if it's too intense, just stay in plank. Exhaling, she'll give everyone a wave and a smile. And breathe. Hold your shape in plank. Find your glutes, side bottom pull. Thank you, Liz, we saw it happen. Breathe. Liz is just praying this is the last one because she's about to die. And she'll go back into plank. Okay, people, bend your knees, take them down to the ground and hide. Obviously, when you do this, it's a form of child pose really from yoga, but if your knees don't let you sit right back, mine don't, then you can actually be a bit further forwards without going to a deep knee bend. So breathing, 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 you should feel really quite activated, and we're going to come back up and go to seated position. So we're going to do this seated rolling all the way down and all the way back up. Now, everyone's all the way down and all the way back up is personal to every posture. So if I was doing the movement I'm about to ask you without using a band, I think-ish, then I wouldn't go all the way down as smooth as I do when I've got something to help me in my stiffest area. The rules are, make sure it stays in your abs. I would suggest, let's do it like this. Let's roll down a little way, roll back up. Roll down a bit further, roll back up. Roll down a bit further still and back up. Let's have a little play. Promise me you'll stop if it goes into your back, and you just keep it as more of a breathing exercise rather than something that wrecks your back. So your legs are bent, your feet are flat. You can have your legs together. You're going to reach your arms, big breath in. So we usually start our rolling by a lean back. So everyone just lean back. Have another big breath in because it's the breath that volumes you down. So exhale then and roll down, Liz, as far as you can go a little way. So, sorry, half a distance. Breathe in and then exhale, roll back up again, leading with the ribcage breast area and sit up tall with breath in. And breathing out. You'll go a bit further this time. You'll lean back, use your glutes and your pelvic floor to tilt. Let your head look down as you roll further back. Okay, so you feel more abdominals working, not more spine ache. Breathing. And then exhale and nod and roll all the way back up and sit on your sitting bones, and you're ready to go a bit further still or to where you go to. So rolling, pelvic tilt, nod and roll further back. Draw up from deep within, take the biggest breath and use your biggest breath out to bend your rib cage, reach the crown of your head forwards, well done Liz, and sit up tall. Do 3 more like that to where you can get to. And if you can go all the way down now, go all the way down. It really doesn't matter. It's about you working with your spinal mobility and your stability. Exhaling and rolling, 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 and all the way back up, inhaling, and keep it going. 2 more. Now the postures that struggle the most with this are the people with a big arch in the back. They struggle to get the bending forwards bit. And the people that enjoy this the most are usually the flat backs, because they don't have that natural arch anyway. So go with your posture type. There's no one size fits all, although breathing does fit everyone. And it's the final time down there. Pelvic roll, so watch the middle of Liz melts, bends for those just watching with a cup of coffee. Big breath in, she can reach her arms behind her head as though taking something backwards. And then the final breath out, rolling, rolling, rolling. And she finds herself all the way back, reaching, and up tall she sits. Okay, so from that position there, let's take you, Liz, can you do this position on the floor, on the where you are? So you're going to have one leg back, one leg forwards like that. We've had this in one of our homework videos, okay? So get your hip back here, look higher, and then reach your hands there. So Liz has got a front leg, a back leg, and she's going to take it so that the arm that's by the inside of her ankle is going to stay there as Liz looks to you. So Liz is going to look to you and take a free arm up to the ceiling. Liz has never done this before because this is my program. Now you'll see Liz struggling to balance, and that is exactly what should happen. So this is just a pose. It's kind of yoga-esque. Pull your abdomen in. Core tension, your heel, so press down through your heel, Liz, pull your glutes in sideways tight, big breath, and then bring your arms back again. Big breath in. Now from there, exhale and push your seat up to the ceiling, let your head go down, give yourself a stretch, and then pull forwards again. So you take yourself into a bit of a pyramid, but you've got obviously a single leg, and then you're going to repeat the same stretch. Hand to the inside of your ankle. You're opening through your chest, you're looking, and it's about stability. It's your side bum, and it's your oblique area. You're breathing, and you're returning down again. Okay, Liz? take yourself up into your pyramid. So you lift your heel high, hip high. It's a lovely hamstring stretch, it's a lovely spine stretch. And then Liz is just going to bend her back knee. So everyone bend your back leg and you take yourself to ground. Sit your bottom back if you want. And you're ready for the other side in a moment. So have a little breather. That would have been new to most of you because we do a kind of front splits, back splits on the reformer, but we're trying to use your body and your environment. So this time, can you remember which leg you had forwards? Well, don't have the same one, have the other one. Top tip, for those with Alzheimer's, you should make a note at the front of your mat telling you which leg, which is most of our studio. All right, so your legs forwards, you're going to take your back leg into a straight leg and put the opposite hand to the inside of your ankle. Yes, thank you, Liz. Breathe. And then now you're looking in the opposite direction. So if you have a garden, maybe you're looking into the garden. If you have a coffee table, maybe you're looking at that. Okay, you'll have less stability one side. Keep breathing. Fight for your stability in this pose. This pose is about grounding. You ground your heel, you then find your glutes, you then find your obliques, and breathing will help you ground your trunk. Liz is going to come down again, have a big breath and go to a pyramid. So both hands are now on the floor. Both legs reach as straight as you can take them and the head hangs down. And then you, in your own time, you'll come back, gather your mind-body connection, and once again, turn, reach your arms so you end up open-chested, pushing through, breathe, ground yourself. Don't worry about being wobbly. That wobbly is your body trying to find the right muscles that stop you wobbling. So as long as there's no pain or shearing forces anywhere, then you're safe. Next time, up into your pyramid, so your final reaching stretch, big, 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 big breath, and then to come out of position, both legs bend. And you take both legs behind, and then you sit into what will be the equivalent of child pose again. Okay, big breaths in and out, and in and out. And that was a stretch. Okay, so from that position now, I do believe we've probably done enough for you for this session again. If you did these workouts, A and B, at different times altogether, every day, you would find you improve your Pilates. Wouldn't it be amazing if we can come back here, even if we end up filming from home as solo people, it's fine. If we could come back here when this whole thing's over, and actually be more mobile, stronger, more connected than we were when we left. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the session. You will be able to get these on video later on, so at any point you can go, you know what, I want to do that again. We're also going to video some help things about how all four should feel and look, how standing squat should look. We'll do what they call baseline principles in my industry, where if your baseline principles are right, in other words, your position's accurate, then you're going to get a great result from the actual exercise. We will do that, we will keep feeding you, and this has been a team of 4 again. We've got Rachel, Cherie, Liz and myself, all separated out and keeping our distance, but doing our bit to make sure we can interact with you. Okie doke, and we'll see you soon.